Welcome back to Kicking It Down Under with myself, Meg Ryan, and Joey D. A big thank you to everyone who tuned in to episode 1. We've gotten a lovely bit of feedback and we can't wait to continue the podcast journey.
Exactly. So this week's episode, we will go into a wee bit more about our lives as AFLW players and more discussion about our training schedules, what the future looks like for both of us, and yeah, just basically the game in general.
Alright, I reckon we should start off with Joy's thought of the day.
Oh yes, okay, so my thought of the day happens to be around me having car troubles. So me and my best friend Sarah bought a Holden Brina together out here. Anyone that doesn't know, it's like a Porsche at home. It's a shitty enough car. Anyway, it died on me at work the other day, so I had to get it towed for scrap. So now we are driving a 1988 Toyota Corolla. Like, it's literally older than me. It is, but it has a lot of character, So anyway, my thought is about, I think you think you're going to be, oh my God, this mortifying driving this car. But the reality is, the thing that it has taught me is that nobody gives a shit. People are so consumed in their own way lives. So it doesn't matter what you do, who you're driving, or materialistic things. Like, I was driving and I was like, oh my God, everybody's going to be looking at me, or this one crossing the road's going to be looking like, what the fuck who's driving that banger? And not one person's looked at me. And I kind of want people to be, I'm like, you know what, it's a cool vintage car.
It's a cool vintage car. To be fair though, when you pulled up today, I did look twice.
I'm sorry. I'm just clapping into the microphone. I know poor wee Jimmy has given me his car while he is his work van, but yeah, so this is what I am doing. So this is the life of a professional footballer driving a 1988 Toyota Corolla. But yeah, that was my thought there. Nobody gives a shit, guys.
Driving in style, sister.
Mm-hmm. It gets you to A to B. Is that what they
No
say?
one gives a shit.
Nobody gives a shit.
No one gives a shit.
Anyway, yes.
Nice thought, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any thoughts, Mike?
Yeah, I've loads, but
that's for another day. So we're probably going to touch a wee bit on, I suppose there's a few incidents that's kind of happened recently. If anyone didn't see, there was an incident in Tullamore, I think it was, about like a referee getting pushed down, and we were just going to discuss it, like referees at home compared to referees over here, or they're called umpires in AFLW. And what the difference is with regards to, can you talk back to them? Can you argue your point? All them different things. But there was an incident in the Essendon AFLW game where we played Carlton, and Mua, who plays for Carlton, is obviously a coloured girl, and she got racially abused in our game against them. And look, to be honest, I think in this day and age, and I don't know, like Melbourne is so extreme. It's so far, accepting, of so many different people. And, I feel like anybody can come here and be themselves. But then there's still so many people are so far behind as well. And I feel like particularly at footy matches, especially in the men, like there's so much talk about the abuse that players get on the field from, how would you describe it? Like the fans are so obsessed over here.
Yeah.
Like that they get so passionate, and I'm not saying that's an excuse for anything, but they get so riled up. Like I've never seen anything like it, that they, they're willing to fight with other people. It's not so much hooligans like soccer or anything like that, but it's so mental. And, the abuse some of the players get is just horrendous. Like, and I think especially in my opinion, I'm like, if you're there supporting AFLW, you're supporting women in sport, you're supporting LGBTQ plus community, because a lot of the girls there's so many things that we stand for, like Pride Round and things like that I'd be like, why are you going to games if you're in that mindset that you're not, that was my opinion on it initially. Like, I don't know if you kind of had any thoughts.
No, I don't really have, like, obviously it's very, very upsetting. I didn't hear the incident. I didn't really hear too much about it. I seen your story the other day, of course, read into it a little bit more, but it's just kind of upsetting that in this day and age that's still going on. And like, for a girl to be out living her dream playing football and then just getting racially abused by somebody who came to support and paid for a ticket, it just doesn't sound well with me. know?
Like, it's just how much like people don't think, like, just throw the words about it. They don't think, like, nah,
Don't
actually.
think about the impact.
Yeah, I think it's mental. But yeah, we were just talking in relation to that incident with the referee at home getting pushed. Like, I know my fair share of shouted at referees at home, like, and like
It's a different ball game at home to compare to over here. Hey,
but when you're out here, do you not feel like? And now I'm look back and I was like, you could not pay me to be a referee.
not $1,000,000 would I take
Like,
for it. Like,
the
yeah.
abuse, like, just the general trying to make that many decisions in such a space of time while running, well, I know at home,
And also at home, like, you're on your own, really.
yeah,
Whereas here you have like 3 different umpires, like on the field, you have your boundary umpires, you have your goal umpires,
and your cameras,
and then you have your
and then-
cameras. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Yeah.
I was going to say here though, there's a lot more quicker decisions. Like, there's a lot more rules to know. Do you know? No.
Yeah.
But then, no, actually, I think at home, yeah, I don't know. You couldn't pay me.
You get paid well over here, though. It's a professional job, like.
True.
You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah,
at home, you're kind of nearly volunteers or.
And some people do go into it that just want a wee power trip. Come on,
Yeah.
we have to admit that. Like, but yeah, like again, I don't know if that's something that should the GAA introduce another umpire? Like, I know there's lines.
I
in
think
and
so.
stuff like
I
that.
think there should be 2 refs on the field.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
And do a half
Like,
each
for the
or
fact
what?
that a half each, I think that's perfect. Yeah. So out here, they divide it up into 3, isn't it?
There's
Or
there's like 3 and then the boundaries as well. There's like lines.
Yeah. So say if it passes like a certain umpire's area, they'll be like, okay, it's yours, and
Yeah,
then
it's
the
like
other
me.
umpire takes over.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's really, really cool. They should probably look into it with the GAA.
Yeah, but now in front, like the training here, like, so each club has certain umpires and all. The training the umpires do, like, they are so fit. So in my head, I'm kind of like, they're giving themselves the best chance to make good
correct
decisions. Yeah. You know, because they're actually fit, they're not exhausted. Where, you know, like, fuck me, you know, the rig referee at home that lands out, that, you know, is puffing and, you know, runs from freaking 50
the night before, like.
like 50 to 50 just because they can't be bothered getting up and down the ground. So look, there's probably 2 ways to look at it, but I don't like the likes of the referee at home getting pushed like that. I do think that's, I don't like there's a new rule too. Sorry, well, it's relatively new. It was brought into the men's like a few years ago. It's called like a dissent rule. So basically, if the umpire makes a call, like a free against you or whatever it is, if you even throw the hands up without even saying anything, if you say anything, if you argue against it, it's called dissent, and you literally get a 50-meter penalty straight away. So that has really, I think, snapped the whole mouth and back. And because years ago, I think it was really bad in footy, but now it's definitely, and it's the same in the AFLW too. If you argue or talk back, you get a 50-meter. What are you laughing at? 50-meter penalties. If anyone hasn't seen already, every Irish girl has basically given away, because some of the rules are just nuts over here.
Some of
like,
us have given away more than others.
Can we talk about me and Meg played a VFL game together last year? And so if you don't know the rule in the AFLW, if you are holding the ball when the umpire makes a call, you have to give the ball back to the correct person, even if it's by mistake and you give it to the wrong person, or if you just throw it on the ground or leave it on the ground to run back into position, that's a 50-meter penalty against you. So it's ridiculous. Like,
it's an unbelievable advantage for any team to get. Like, 50 meters up, you're literally in the goal square, like, after 50 meters. But there was a free given against me, and like, I was just, this one game was just so hyped, and like everyone's emotions were all over the place. And I was in the middle of the ruck, like, just getting smashed. Anyway, a free against me. I just got the ball. I don't know what came over me. I just like fucked it up in the air like a child, and then like the second I did it, I just looked at the referee. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
And you can see her. I must get the video. You can see her. She kind of like fucking and threw the ball behind her. And I was like, oh my god, sorry, oh my god. And you can see her visual. It's like, oh my god, I'm like running. So sorry.
I picked the ball up, handed back to me. I'm still a 50-meter penalty.
Oh god, it was so.
There's
funny.
so many incidents where I've done that though. Or like, I went to go to argue, and then they're looking at me. I'm like, oh, I'm only joking.
Yeah, I'm psych.
But what happened to me last year was, I went home. When I went home, I met like a random referee that used to referee all our club games, and I met him in the street. And I was walking down, and I was beaming, and I was like, "Hey, Mike, how are you?" And he was like, "Hey, Meg," and he just went straight to me. He's like, "It's nice to see that you have a smile on your face for once." And I was like, "What?" And then we went on about like, he's like, oh my god, like every decision I ever made, you used to just roar at me, like, and I'm like, oh, I would never even do that anymore. Like,
I know.
And even when we were playing camogie out here in the sevenses, any decision the referee made, I just shut my mouth. And it just makes their life easier and makes our life easier.
Actually, I don't know if I can agree with that. I think whenever I went back into 7th or 11th out here, actually, I did shout.
Oh, no, I didn't say
not shout, but are you serious? Or, you know, like something like that. But I do cringe looking back or even thinking
oh my God,
back.
I cringe, like the embarrassment.
Yeah, or even like now, if you see someone like get real hyped up, it's like, oh, like grow up.
The referee never changes his decision.
No.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, no, I know. I think it's definitely a big thing.
Oh my God.
Like, but it's good out here. I think
It's
it makes
so
you
good.
control your temper a wee bit more. And it's that kind of, it gives no excuses for anyone to say, oh, you know, it's just in the moment. And don't get me wrong,
it also makes people move on quicker too.
Yeah,
over
that's true.
You're just kind of like, okay, grand, that's a decision made.
Yeah, fair.
Next.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I like that.
But no, I've definitely learned a lot. I've learned to respect umpires and referees a lot more.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, same. I don't think, like, I won't say, it's like that one time I did goalkeeper. I don't think I could ever do a goalkeeper. But you know, when you're in certain roles and you're like, never. I refereed, the girls remember this at home. Cannoli and Devonish challenge match. I honestly think I blew the whistle once the whole game. And one of the girls come up to me because one of the. Oh my God, I honestly can't deal with you. Anyway, one of the girls that I played county with on the other team, her teammates asked did me and her fall out because I never blew the whistle for her.
Oh.
But I was literally challenged and it kept going so quickly that I was like, I'll play on.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah, I lose concentration as well. There's no way I could referee.
Oh, no.
I'd be running after and I'm like, oh.
Good score. Well done. Good tackle.
Literally, that is me. But yeah, the game has definitely made me learn a lot of respect. But yeah, Joey, let's talk about your schedule.
Was that a whistle?
I
was looking for the gap in your teeth.
Somebody asked me the other day, right? She was like, what weird stuff do you do? And I was like, I don't do any weird stuff. I find myself doing this like really weird thing. I was like, I salute people. What the?
Why has that?
Oh, it's so embarrassing, lads. Like if people are walking into the gym and like if I'm like coaching someone else, I just kind of give them a salute.
What?
Yeah, and I do that all the time too. Like, oh my God, I cringe at myself.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
all the weird things you were talking about.
What? Yeah.
And that's when you throw it. No, I'm joking.
Embarrassed. Like I embarrass myself on a daily basis.
No, but this is something I think, you know, the stage where you're getting to know someone and you're like going on dates and you overthink everything you said and did.
I didn't
and,
overthink it until I came home and then I was like, oh shit.
No, but this is hilarious. Like,
I think, dear God. All right. I'm not going to say it was a date. It was just, you know.
It was a date.
Catching up with someone, right? And I parked somewhere, they parked somewhere, and I was walking up the street and I could see her, and I was like, grand. I was like, her back is to me. I always overthink like the initial meeting. It's so awkward. Anyway, I was walking up and her back was to me. I was like, this is perfect. I was just like, I don't have to do anything awkward. Anyway, she turns around. And, like, we locked eyes, and like I gave the biggest, like, cringiest, like, hey.
It's like,
oh, lad.
In your head, it's like play the clue, play
like,
clue,
play cool. You're fine. And then I give this. You can't see me anyway. My big red head, like, coming along. I was like. Oh my God, I wanted to die.
No, well, anyway, I thought that was funny to a segue to the salute.
Yeah,
well, at least it didn't salute her.
I was actually walking up and I was like, do not salute, like, do not salute.
Oh my God,
I don't know why I keep doing it, like.
You are.
Anyway. I digress, lads. Yeah, let's talk about your training schedule. Okay. And like what a week of professional AFLW footy looks like.
So usually, I'll start pre-season. Obviously, looks different to in-season. Pre-season, you would do so. Each club does it differently, but the way ours is structured at the minute is the Monday is kind of like what's called like a recal session, where basically it was just like say an Irish skills and craft. And I said craft to my friend at home the other day, and she was like, "What do you mean craft?"
I didn't know what craft was either.
To be fair, so craft could be anything. So if you like play in the forward line, it could be like, you know, marking or, you know, using your body to get separation, you know, running patterns, anything that's to do with your line is your kind of craft. And then you do skills. So it's just literally like hundreds of handballs, hundreds of kicks, different types of kicks, all these different things that you learn when you're in there. So it's basically just an hour of that, like a gym session that's literally I feel like it's nearly like an injury prevention one that's tailored just to you. And then it's like a recovery. You go watch vision. You do ice baths. There's like, you can access loads of different things and use it to kind of whatever you want to, and like getting massages, things like that. Tuesday would be our main session. So this year we've started training during the day, which has been deadly. It's so good. You go in and you're driving to work and the roads are busy and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually driving to work. You know what I mean? Like, and you're just like, this is my work. Yeah. So it's really cool. So you go in, you start with meetings, you have your main session on the pitch, and then you come in, you get your lunch, and then you go and do your gym session. So that's probably the biggest thing that's different at home.
What times is that like?
So you'll be on the pitch usually. So like initially we come in and we watch vision. And again, vision, anyone that doesn't know what vision is, it's like it's basically
from your game.
Yeah, it's reviews of the game. It's particularly in pre-season when you're not really playing games, you're watching training, because they record all your training as well. You're watching training. Okay, in this drill, we need to work better at doing this, this, and this, and what you're trying to work on before you play games. So vision is just literally watching your games back or watching your training back.
And then somebody kind of individually crops your own as well. So like your good things that you did, things that we need to improve on.
It's like coded.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
Like that's someone's sole job too. I love that about it. Yeah. Like that's their job to go and like code for Joanne Doonan. So like you can pick anything though, but like majority of the time the coaches will pick, say, for example, ours this year, a big focus was on tackles. So how many tackles did they miss in training? How many tackles did they stick in training? You know, were they close to it? So it is unbelievable that we have that access, and then we can watch it anytime on the computers upstairs. So we would come in at about 8:30, would have a team meeting which watches vision, describes what we're going to do in training, what our focuses are. We'd go do training on the pitch for 2 hours. So it varies. Like pre-season, you could be doing like 8-9K. In season, it reduces a lot. Like, you know, it depends. Like if you're only after a game on the Tuesday session, you might only do like 7K or so. It just depends. Like it really does depend. Then we have a Wednesday off. We have a Thursday evening training session this year. So exact same structure. We come in, have a team meeting, 2 hours on the pitch, back into the gym straight away after the Thursday evening session, and then we get food after that. So that's the one I hate. You're nearly training for like, honestly, like 3-4 hours. Like eating is a big thing, because the reality is, like, if you're like, I know for me, we are definitely someone that hates being late. So if our meeting is like at 4:30, we have to, like, you get there about 3:30, you do your like prehab, you get strapping, you do whatever it is, and then you might want to watch vision and stuff before that. So it just depends. Like your whole, you're there or you're left the house from at least 3:00 and you're not getting home till like 10:00 at night at least. Like, so Thursdays is definitely a long one. And then Saturday, exact same structure as the Tuesday, you'd be in a morning session. And then in season, it's the exact same, but the Monday and training is just adapted to be a wee bit more, I suppose, football focused, and it's not so much about like real hard running. It's more about, you know, the intensity,
executing skills.
Basic execution, stick and attack. It's real high intensity, low volume, kind of is what the aim is. So yeah, it's good. I love the kind of structure of it, but I definitely think I work in the gym the Wednesday and Thursday. So I always feel like my Thursday session I'd be killed. So
yeah, you'd be killed. Yeah.
I do 2 days. Like, how did we work full time and play county at home?
I actually have no idea how we did that. I did question that. And like, you have to drive a good amount of the way as well.
Should we literally drive in like half an hour?
I never give out. Like, I never give out now either. Like, but we just kind of just adapt and like do what we got to do, isn't it?
I know, but even half an hour here feels long. We used to drive like 2 hours from Belfast to go to bloody county. You know, like what are we doing? Like, yeah, but like, yeah, madness. But yeah, that's literally. I feel like.
But also, like, there's all little 1%ers as well. Like, you know, you do extra cover every single day, and once you're there, what else you do? Like
we would be good. Like where we live is close to the bay as such. It's not necessarily a beach. We call it a beach. Like, but we would go for dips most days. Well, not necessarily in the winter. And the only thing about it being a bay is that it can be rotten if it rains.
Like when it rains, there is some gunk. Exactly.
But yes. Would you consider, have you considered yourself like staying here forever, or do you think there'll be a time you'll go back and play county?
I have got to live out my father's dream. And my father's dream is that I go home, play with Tipperary, and win an All Ireland. That's all he wants.
Oh, no way.
So I want to do that too. I will 100% do that. I just don't know when. But yeah, and you know, he keeps kind of saying the clock is ticking. I'm like, Dad, like, relax. But no, my dream is to win an All Ireland with Tipperary.
But when? Like, honestly, he's
I
right. The
don't
clock
know,
is
like-
ticking, though. Do you not feel like that?
No, I'm only my mid-20s. Oh my God.
No, lad.
I'm in my mid-20s,
No, I think, like, me and James had this discussion.
late 20s in a few weeks.
No, but like, how do we know? Like, we were talking about all going well. If you had a contract and you were staying out here for a few years, you would be getting to the point where people retire at home from county, like, and not to say we have to, but
well, I'm going to touch wood as I say this. I think I'm very aware of my body's limits, and I treat my body very, very well. Like, I know that in 5 years, 6 years times, I
will
still be playing, like, and I'll be fine. Like, I'm touching wood when I say that, people.
But do you not think, like, would you be scared of being past your peak and that you've
Nah.
you've still so much to give?
Like, I've so much to give. Like, Jesus Christ, when I pick up that hurley, it's just special. Magic.
I have a theory that Meg is so good at golf because of camogie, and I think it's the way she does it is just so good. Like, but yeah, I think we've got a taste of this lifestyle out here that it is nearly mad to consider going home back into working full time and basically training like we do here, because like home, like I was still probably in shape of my life though, but freaking training, working around the clock. I somehow weirdly think though I strive in a routine, and when you're just in the routine of doing it at home, you don't know any different. And I feel like even when I went home last January for a month, whenever I was doing my like pre-season running, it felt like I was just doing what I was going to do for county anyway. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't working, but I think when you go home, you just fall back into the habits that you just don't know any different.
You just adapt.
You just adapt. That's it. Yeah.
I would. I'm definitely going to go home and play county if they accept me. Like,
look, who's the tip manager at the minute? They'll be ringing you now after this. Hello, Dennis. I'll be home.
But I would definitely. It's something that I want to do for sure.
Do you find, kind of swaying off topic, was there ever a point, well, I don't know, maybe even after you got delisted and things like that, do you find that you identified as an athlete though then? Like, I feel like,
right. So I have started to see a sports psychologist. So I've been seeing him for maybe like 6-7 weeks now. And the first session was kind of just willy-nilly, like getting to know me. And then the second session, we went into my delisting. And one of my greatest things in life that I do is something bad happens, I get over it, and I just move on without actually delving into it. Mm-hmm. So we started talking about the delisting and like what I was like after it. And honestly, I can say for 5-6 months after it, I like had such a hard time with like identifying like who I was. I questioned everything, like what am I doing with my life? Like, who am I? And I lost who I was because when I moved from Adelaide, where I was playing footy, I was working, and I had a really close social circle. Mm-hmm. Like I was like very balanced. I lived a very balanced lifestyle, and I've always been like that. I've always had like a main job with like something on the side, and always playing camogie. It's just who I am. Like it's how I function. And it's how I get the best out of myself. And then so when I moved to Melbourne, I moved solely for football. I didn't know any human being here. So like I had no real like friends. Obviously the girls are footy, but it's different like when you just move. Yeah. I didn't really have a really close circle last year, So I didn't have my friend circle. I wasn't working outside of football. So football was literally all I did, all I thought about, all I talked about. I was in the club all the time. Mm-hmm. And so that just became who I was. Yeah.
And who you lived with, worked at the club.
And who I lived with, Kate. And me and Kate were very close. But again, Kate did work at the club. So we would talk about the club all the time. Yeah. So for me to identify as that, and then for that just to be completely ripped from under me, it was so hard to deal with it all. And I put a lot of things under the rug that were still kind of, I didn't deal with like maybe 5-6 months down the line. And thankfully, with like a little bit of work, getting back into routine, you know, like actually making friends outside of football, and getting back into training and doing stuff that I love, you know, kind of just getting back into like who I was. Like I've definitely 100% like found who I am again.
Yeah.
But for those few months, I had no idea where I was going, what I wanted to do, who I was, and it was painful. Like,
it's scary. Like,
oh my God, it was terrifying. Yeah. And that's like the scariest question that anybody can ask me anyway, is like, what's your future look like? I was like,
I know. I was probably the same after Carlton.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, but I think my thing on anyone that's on the fringe of a team or has ever, say, missed out on making a team will understand the cycle that you go through your head. And I generally think it's the difference in what makes or break a good player. But it's like about them telling you a reason. There's always like a part of you that, one, either doesn't believe what they're saying. Like, you think that they're just telling you what you want to hear sometimes, or you're the other end and be less like, that's bullshit, I know I'm better than this, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's that kind of, you go through, once, say, you don't make the team a few times, then it starts, okay, your confidence starts to get shattered. You start to be like, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, or, you know, Jesus, maybe they're right. And all these doubts start coming into your head. Then you start doubting, well, who am I if I'm not a player, or if I'm not a starter? And then you're like, start to think then, okay, if I'm doing this, what, like, you know,
what am I going to do?
Yeah, and I felt like, and it was definitely an ego thing. Like, I remember after the Carlton, like, there was whole, I think it's like the hype and the media and stuff over here too. Like, and it's like the first Irish girl at Carlton, all these things. And I was like, oh my God, am I going to be the first Irish girl that is actually shit and doesn't get back out here? You know, and it's like your ego comes into it. People asking about it. People start identifying, oh, are you the girl who played Carlton? You know, and you start thinking, am I just that person? But I definitely think, and maybe it's just getting older and maturing as well, but you start to realize, flipping hell, there's so much more to life.
There's so much more to life. Yeah.
And sorry,
but at that moment in time, it's so relevant. And like now, obviously, looking at it, a bigger picture, like there's way more to life.
But can we quote your dad whenever you did get delisted? It was the best quote I have ever heard.
Can I remember it?
Sorry, can I just say it? It was like a year ago, Meg, you didn't even know what AFLW was. And it's so true. It's like, but you, in that year, like 1 year, you had cultivated such an identity with it, like all of us do. But I mean, like as soon as you're in it, it engulfs you because it's so full on, and it's generally a lot more mentally fatiguing, I think, than playing county. It's like you're just, I don't know, it's just your life because you know your choices outside, and it probably is a county now. You know, you have to think about your nutrition, all them things. Whereas when he said that to you, I was like, it was so true. Your life was fine before you were an AFLW player. It's going to be fine after you're an AFLW player. Like, I think that's the biggest thing. But I feel like, I know whenever I got delisted, I was like, I don't know. I felt like I had a point to prove. But then I don't know whether that's normal or was I a bit delulu. And do you have to be a bit delulu? You know, do you have to just have that self-confidence to be kind of like, no, I'm choosing to believe I'm confident and I'm going to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think you'll get to a point. Like, but I think there is a part where you have to use it to fuel your fire.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I don't want to look at it through that lens of like, I want to prove them wrong. Like, I look at it like, I want to prove me right because I know what I am capable of.
Oh, that's wise.
What?
That's so wise.
You know, no, but seriously, I do think about that. And obviously, like, the draft is coming up again, and like training my ass off. I've been doing loads of extras. I've been in training with Collingwood. I've been getting loads of vision. I've been working loads like coaches and stuff. And like someone asked me as well, like, what is the chip on your shoulder? And I didn't really understand the question. I was like, what do you mean? What's the chip on my shoulder? Like, what's your why? And I was just like, and a lot of people's answers were very much like, oh, to get revenge or to do this. And I was just like, oh my God, mine sounds a bit like blasé, but I was like, oh, it's just like to prove me right, like I know what I can do. And then everyone kind of looked at me and I was like, oh, the embarrassment of that. And then everyone's like, actually,
no, but that is right. It's like that thing. It's like, you know, I'll be happy when I lose weight, or I'll be, you know, like always, you know, doing it, or someone called me fat, so I want to lose weight. You know, something.
Yeah.
I know these are easy like examples, but like it is that thing. You have to do it because you want to. And like I know I am the worst person for like aesthetics. Does not like. If it's something for performance, I will do it and I will train my fucking arse off. But say if someone said you have to do 100 sit-ups to get a 6'5", like no. If someone told me you have to do 100 sit-ups to, you know, make the team, I'd be like, you know what I mean? It's depends. It's your why. It's like why you actually do it, and it's like why do you want to be an athlete? Why do you want to be an AFLW player? And I think definitely what you're saying is so right. Like you need to have it because you want to do it and not for anyone else. But this is the thing, though. Do you have? Well, maybe not. I don't know. Definitely at the time you have a bit of anger. Like I know sometimes I'm like, fuck Carlton for dropping me that time. But like, I still don't hold anything.
Of course, of course, I had like a bit of like, I don't know if it was anger. Like
at the time, it's probably stages. Do you reckon?
Yeah,
I reckon. Like, what would you say to someone if they were young or they weren't making a team? Or
it's going to make you a better athlete.
Yes, love
like,
that.
My God, 100%. Resilience is an incredible asset to have.
Yeah.
Thank you for finishing my sentences, Joy. And when I was younger, I'll never forget it. I was like 14, and Mum and Dad were bringing me over to Tipperary trials, and all my friends got picked for the squad. Maybe I was a bit younger actually. Maybe I was like 12 or that, and I didn't get picked. And I remember like trying to deal with the fact that I thought I was like good enough to be on it. And I was like, and I couldn't fathom the fact that I wasn't. Like, when you're so young, I was like, how? And that just drove me. And I honestly swear to God, I think that's where my work rate and hard work and like resilience actually comes from, is being dropped as a child. But no one had to say anything to me. It was like my own thing. Like, I was like, you can use this to your advantage.
Yeah, you can go two ways with it. People can just, they don't like it, you know. But I do think, like, definitely parents, and sorry to any teachers or anyone, but this, like, participation medals and stuff, lads, it's actually
my good God.
Like, I do think, like you said, there is an art to proving to yourself, or, like, where you actually are teaching yourself, no, I need to suck this up. And also, like, I think I've, like, learned this year too, sometimes you can fucking do everything in your power. And sometimes life just isn't fair. And it's like, I don't know if anyone listening to this ever heard of like stoicism or anything like that, but it literally is that thing where you're going to die someday. And it's like, I know it sounds doom and gloom, but it's more to the point of like life isn't fair. You know, you have to get on with things. You have to, it's kind of like Meg said, you do it for you. And you, like, I think if I can walk away from Essendon saying that I have done everything in my power to become the best athlete, to give everything to that role as an athlete, then I will be happy regardless of what the outcome is. And of course it's shit when you don't get picked, but like you have to accept that, well, look, this is making me a better person. And like I think, I know me and you have discussed plenty about like some girls like that say don't ever get dropped, they're always the best player in the team. You know, you can definitely lose track and lose sight of kind of who you are as a person or what you stand for as a person when you're getting praised all the time. And I think when you lose it, you have a lot more empathy for other people that don't get picked. You have a lot more care in you. It makes you a better leader. Like the skills that come, like, I don't know. I just think, I honestly think rejection is one of the best
Rejection
things.
is one of the best things,
Yeah, that you can learn as you grow up.
But obviously, when you go through it, it's horrendous.
Yeah.
But when you come out the other side, you learn a lot about yourself and you learn a lot from that situation.
But also, sorry, can we make a note that sometimes you can, I know me and you, anytime anything bad happens for us, we feel bad for feeling bad because we're thinking like, oh, you know, there's worse things happening in the world and stuff. But you do, like Mike said, you have to feel it out. Feel shit, feel angry, cry it out, roar at someone. No,
break a plate. What did I do?
Ran with me the next day.
Run. Just get out and run, lads. Run until your lungs hurt.
Yeah, and like just prove to yourself, like, and have a goal and be like, well, no, I'm going to do this for me.
And then at the other side, like, if you fail at something and you actually don't feel like you want to go back into it, that's also a lesson. Like, it probably wasn't for you. So, you know.
I love that. That was good. But yeah, so touching on the future, what are we What are we thinking for the future? There's a lot happening over the next few weeks.
Again, somebody asked me the other day, like, are you going to go into the draft? And I swear to God, like, initially, when I talk to Joanne and like my mom and Tess and dad and brothers, and like I'm so open with them, but someone outside my circle asked me, are you going to put yourself in for the draft? And I actually was like, I had the fear of telling them yes, but like, why I had such fear. The reason I had fear is that I wasn't going to get picked again, or I wasn't going to get drafted. And then they were kind of like, well, I don't really care. Like,
it's like they give saying, oh my God, it's literally like me and going into work after I don't get picked. I dread someone ask me, oh, are you in the team this week?
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shite if you're in the team. Like,
all they asked was that you're going to enter the draft. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Even though full well I knew that I was 100% going into the draft. Like, oh my God. It's my ego. Yeah.
All of us.
I just don't want to get like, I was like, oh, I don't want to relive it again. But then I'm like, fucking, like, the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to get no one. Like, my life still continues the way it is right now.
Yeah.
It's freaking great. But like, for that split second, I literally, like, my whole body was like, no.
It is funny how you just react.
Yeah.
Explain to people at home, though, if they don't know what the draft is. Sorry.
So at the end of the season, we do like a new draft. So there'll be loads of like retirees. There's actually been so many retirees this year, and I got so emotional over one of them. I don't know why, but I was lying on my couch crying.
But so sorry, every team has a minimum you have to delist. So delist is basically you're off, you're like off the list of playing panel. So so minimum of 3, potentially could be more. And that means that, so say for example, if a team has 30 players to pick from in a team, and then the delist 3, that's 3 new spots that opens up for someone else that can be picked up either through like picking up other girls that was delisted in a wee period before the draft, or you can wait to the draft where essentially they call out your name. You don't necessarily have a choice who you go to. If Essendon have picked 1 and they call out Meg Ryan has to go to that club, even though but no, so for example, it's just like the NBA and all them things. It's just like a draft like that. But so basically you're entering the draft.
Yeah, of course I am, lads.
Yeah. Unreal.
Yeah.
And so
just don't talk to me after if I am.
No,
but the best thing about this is last year I went home, and obviously I was talking about this in the last podcast where like the anxiety kind of overcame me for months because we didn't know, but at least like I'm going to know by the 18th of December, realistically, which is only a couple of weeks away. So I'm kind of really excited because then I'm going to know, and then I get to plan the rest of the year. Yeah. But it is going to be with a AFLW team, and I'm going to be thriving.
Yes, it's manifesting it.
Cut that out, Warla, if needed.
No, we're going to look back at this and be like, yes, see, told you so.
We're like, yeah, she's the Lulu.
No, but but yeah, it's kind of like anything. So you don't really. The worst thing about the last few years when there was no CBA, that there was no dates or anything. So after the end of the season, you're literally strung along. Like as in, you want to, if you're going to get delisted, you want to get delisted early so you can talk to other clubs. Where some clubs drag it out to see if they can get anyone better. If they can't get someone better, you're out, and then you might only have like 1 or 2 days to talk to other clubs. So it is such a business. It's a horrible way to do it. Like right now, I'm out of contract this year. You don't necessarily know what their next move is. You don't know who they're looking at, what anything shit is, unless you're like guaranteed to have another contract. So it's all what happens at the minute. Usually, majority of the girls have an agent, and the agent would be negotiating on your behalf to try and sort all that before basically the draft. Yeah. And then basically, but at least it's good this year. Everybody's going to know.
Yeah, everyone's going to know. It's going to be great.
And then you can plan your life. Because at the minute, you don't even know where we'll be next year.
Yeah, no, but that's also so exciting.
It is, but you also can't plan anything.
Well, I'm going to Vegas, baby, because it's my best friend's 30th. Yeah, T-Dog.
Oh, my God. But, yes, so I think that can conclude our
episode 2.
Episode 2. We were sorry for the delay, guys. We are going to keep the momentum going with these ones, so we really will. The next time before our next podcast, we will put up a question box and you can ask us any questions or send questions anytime. You don't have to wait till the question box. Anyway, but that is the end of episode 2. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the Sideline Live channels and Joanne Doonan Fitness on Instagram.
Yeah, it does. But thank you guys and see you next time.
Let's give a big cheesy wave.
Yeah, Megan.
Right now, catch a fly, never turning around.